Hello, Accelerators Organization. This is Joel Gandara. Welcome to my mentor session. I am doing it, I hope you can hear me okay. I'm doing it from my car and I'm doing it from my phone. Two things I don't think I've done before, but I've got a little bit of a tight schedule, so this is when I have to do it. Also, there's only 3 questions here. They're good questions, and remember, even if you didn't ask them, you could benefit from listening to someone's issues and then hopefully a solution or just one different way to think about it, which is what I will hopefully bring. Let's see. All right, first question is from Ricardo Delgado, and it is, how does a business analyze where they can start improving and scaling? In simpler terms, how does a $100,000 business differ from a $1 million business? What mindset and traits are involved? Here's a background to it. I operate a barbershop and I'm a barber as well. How can I start analyzing where to start making more revenue and take action right away? Well, Ricardo, I don't know. I mean, just other than the number, I don't know how much more different in a business is based on their revenue when you walk in. So I don't know that you could tell immediately if a barbershop is doing 100,000 or 200,000. I don't know of too many barbershops that do $1 million. I do have a friend who has a salon and does over $1 million, but it's women's hair. It's not a barbershop, so those prices are much higher because the services are more. But here's, from a mindset perspective, I do think that you do see some differences, because I have seen some small business. Let's take a barbershop, for example, where the barber doesn't seem to care about an online presence and Google and Yelp and doesn't reply to comments and isn't very well branded. I don't really know what the name of the barbershop is. Those are things that you see in a smaller barbershop where you can tell this is it. They're never going to grow to a second location and they're never really going to grow this. Level of service could be one of them. When you see someone doing everything right, you think, well, they're going to grow, and they probably do if they have that mindset to grow. I went to a barbershop once where I walked in and the barber was just sitting in the chair and he was looking at me for a second, and then he looked away, looked at his phone, watched the TV, and I was the only one there. And then I said, okay, and I left, and the guy goes, wait, you want a haircut? He was waiting for me to talk to him, for me to greet him, and it's his business. I walked out, I left a 1-star Yelp review. This is like 10 years ago. I looked it up one day because I drove by and I saw the Yelp review still there. And guess what? A ton of people have left the exact same thing, saying the barber's rude. The owner, he sits in the front chair. He doesn't really say hi to people. They don't have a second store. I have a friend who has 6 hair and nail salons, and they've done it by doing it right the first time, and then the second one, the third one, the fourth one. So if you have in your mind that you want to grow, then you go after it. Another one is acquisitions. There's another barbershop down the street. They don't seem to be doing that well. Maybe you could buy them out. That's a mindset shift that you'll see as a business gets bigger, that the person will think differently, right? They'll advertise. So yeah, hope that helps. But it is all mindset. By the way, I am on here a few minutes early. So if you're watching this in the replay, your time's not wrong. I did log on earlier to do this, just by a few minutes. Next person is Yolindi de Gavea. And the question is, what are creative ways on a limited budget to hire and compensate a salesperson, and where would you recommend finding that salesperson? I need to employ a salesperson. What is the best way to pay them? Commission only, hourly with small commission, or simply hourly with no commission? If commission-based, then what percentage of the sale is acceptable or standard practice? We're a pillow manufacturer making decorative pillows and manufacturing pillow inserts. And we're a mother and daughter team that designs and creates custom decorative throw pillows for home and business branding. Yolindi, the way I see it is, from my experience, so I was a sales rep for my own brand, in the beginning I didn't have any brand. I just was a sales rep for someone else's brand, and they paid me a commission, and that's all that I earned. So over time I started adding more brands and growing that business that way. Again, they weren't my brands, but someone would pay me a 12% commission here, a 20%, so I would go build their sales for them. And the way I did that is I would take it to sales shows. I'd go to Vegas and multiple times a year. And in my booth that I already had all my brands, if you hired me, I would have put your brand in there as well. And I would not have charged me the way I did it. I didn't charge you anything. But then when I made a sale and I gave you that sale, you paid me a commission. And usually it was like a month later after that client had paid. that would happen. And then it grew into a nice little commission business for me. And I was a good person for those stores for those brands, because I cost them nothing. I didn't even charge them to go to a trade show. I'd have their stuff at the trade show. One of the best experiences I had was with, what's it called? Sarah Blakely Spanx. I got a call out of the blue from a client in California, and they said, hey, we were contacted by a friend who sells Spanx to other stores, and they asked us who our favorite rep is, and we told them it was you. And so, do you want to talk to Spanx? And I said, okay, sure. So I talked to the sales rep. He put me in touch with Spanx. Within a couple of weeks, I was flown to Atlanta. I stayed there. I got to meet Sarah Blakely. I went into her office, the founder of Spanx, and started as a rep. They paid me 12% commission, and I would take my Spanx to every trade show. In fact, they would give me some samples. I'd mail them to clients. I'd get orders, and it went really well. They gave me 12%. Some days I'd get a $10,000 order and make $1,200. And it's amazing being a sales rep when you got an established business. It's so easy. I literally would spend on an order about 30 seconds because they'd email me an Excel. I would forward it to Atlanta at Spanx, and that was it. I'd get my $1,200 commission. And I did that for years. For 3 years, I think I did it with them, and I was making over $50,000 a year, and I worked about 8 minutes a year on it. Literally, it didn't take any time. So that's the thing I recommend, finding good sales reps that are already in the business, that all they have to do is you hire them and they turn it on and tell all their clients about them, and it works. The other thing to keep in mind is I had sales reps who opened business for me. I paid them commission for years, and then one time I got a call from a very good client of mine who was going through that rep, and I don't remember if he opened that account for me. I think he did. He opened this very good account for me. They were buying $200,000 a year. I was paying him 12% commission. And then the owner called me, who I had a good relationship with, and he said, hey, do you still pay that rep for the stuff that I buy? And I said, yeah, still pay him. And he says, you probably should reconsider that, because I haven't talked to that guy in a couple of years. And I couldn't believe it. I was paying commission just because the guy opened up the account once. That means he wasn't talking to him, offering him my new stuff, telling him, hey, why don't you order some of these? He wasn't making any suggestions. So that day I cut off the rep and took over that account. But keep that in mind. Some of them will just do a good job in the beginning and then become order takers. I pretty much did that with Spanx because there weren't any new items in that collection, and they eventually canceled their men's line, I think. But it was men's Spanx for men, like t-shirts that had compression and shorts and stuff. But yeah, I became an order taker because I had nothing else to do. So did my reps. So I got rid of them, just like they got rid of me and the other one. And what happened is I got to not have to pay those reps anymore, but the accounts were open. So just be careful of those two things. Don't let them just become order takers and collect money forever. And then if they do, start realizing, okay, I don't have to pay them anymore on these commissions. It's been a good year or two or however. They've made good money. They opened some good accounts for me, but I don't really need their services any longer, if that's the case. All right, last question is from Cliff Pollard, and it's when looking to get on social media to start creating content, should my focus be on my personal profile or my company's profile? I'm starting on Instagram first, and I know I need to be the face of my company, but I am struggling with what profile I should focus on. Personal profile talking about my business, or my business page featuring me as the brand? Cliff, I don't know why you can't do both, but just take action, do one, whatever, you'll figure it out. I don't give things so much thought. I just start doing it, and then I start learning, and I start saying, oh, that's a good response that I got. That's a good idea somebody gave me. Let me try that one. And I just develop it over time. I don't think you need to give things too much thought. I know this is going to sound opposite to probably every book you've ever read, but I like action first and then thought after, because I take the action, I see how it went, and I go, okay, that didn't work, I'm never doing that again, or I'm going to tweak it, or that really worked, I'm going to do more of that. But what I find is people just keep thinking about stuff, and I don't know, I'm so confused. Just do it. Do one. Pick, flip a coin. It doesn't matter. Eventually, it'll probably be you and the business together. I don't know that it matters. Or like I said, do both. They're both good things, and you'll quickly figure it out. But the other thing, let me point this out, because when I read it, it reminded me. So many people tell me that they're so busy, and then I don't allow that to just be said. So I dig in with my coaching clients. I say, okay, explain to me, what did you do yesterday? Let's go. Look at your calendar. Tell me what you did at 8 o'clock. Tell me what you did at 9 o'clock. We go through it. They're not that busy. They're wasting time, or they're just overwhelmed with thoughts. Usually people are not as busy as they think they are. And someone gave me an example once and said, well, I've got a very sick aunt and I'm helping take care of her. And I go, oh, wow, that's horrible. So what are you doing? Well, I go over there and I do this. I took them to the store, I took them to the doctor. Okay, great. When was the last time you were there? And he said, Thursday. I go, yeah, but it's Monday. So what have you done all this other time? To me, those are just excuses. Just go out and do the thing. You want to create that social media account? Create it. You want to create 2 of them? Do them. I know you can put content on 2 social media sites, and it's not going to kill you because it's not that much to do. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope everybody has a great day, and talk to you soon.